Am I the asshole for making my teens 16M and 14F share a bedroom? Throwaway account. My husband unexpectedly passed away a few months ago, and I became a single mother to 3 kids. Age 16M, 14F and 2F. Due to the significant decrease of income, I was no longer able to continue renting where we were, and all I can afford is a 1-bedroom apartment. Currently, I am sleeping in the living room with my youngest 2F. I gave the bedroom to my 16M and 14F and asked them to share in the meanwhile. I tried adding a privacy screen in the middle so they feel like they have their own space, but they are telling me that this isn't acceptable. Each of my kids used to have their own rooms, so this is a massive change for them. I have been looking for a better paying job for months and so far have had no luck. I can't get a second job because I can't afford to pay someone to care for my daughter 2F outside daycare hours. Neither of my kids 16M and 14F are willing to help, and they say my youngest is not their responsibility. I know this situation isn't ideal, but I don't know what else I can do. For the past month, I've not been eating anything for 2 days a week and just telling the kids I'm trying out the fasting trend for weight loss purposes. But the truth is, I can't afford to feed us all, and I have been using the food bank. Prior to this, I had never had to use food bank services before, and I am so thankful that it exists. I am both thankful and deeply ashamed at the same time. Would I be the asshole for telling my teens that they must share the bedroom? Would it be better if I suggested my son sleep in the living room with me and have both my female kids share the bedroom instead? I do not live in the US, but it is not common for teenagers of opposite sex to share a bedroom. That is something I do absolutely recognize. Edit. Gosh, I really wasn't expecting so many responses when I checked back. Thank you, everyone. All this time, I did feel it would be unfair to put adult problems on my kids. However, I will be giving them a surface-level talk about our finances. I'll also be bringing them with me to the food bank. Hopefully, they'll be more understanding. Edit 2. The bedroom is larger than the living room. I am able to fit 2 single beds into the bedroom and the kids have space to store their clothes while still having the room divider in the middle. The living room is smaller. I currently have my youngest and my own clothes stored in the hallway due to lack of space. It is right next to the washroom and kitchen, so there is a lot of foot traffic. The living room also doubles as dining space because there is no dining room. Not the asshole. Explain to the kids what is happening and that you are trying to fix the situation. Take them to the food bank with you. They need to know that you're doing your best during a difficult time. You don't need to hide this from them. Nah. Your teens are old enough to know your financial situation. If they really want their own rooms, then they're going to need to help either by babysitting so you can get a second job or by getting jobs themselves. It would probably be better if you and your daughters shared the bedroom, while your son sleeps in the living room. Not the asshole. Literally, what do they expect you to do? I get that they're upset, but they're both old enough to understand that things are tough for your family and you can't magically make an extra bedroom appear. So sorry for your loss. I'll say nah. You're all grieving. You've all been through a huge change in the last few months. This is hard on all of you. No assholes here and I'm sorry for your loss, but your teenagers are old enough to be told how dire your situation is right now. You're starving yourself and they're not even willing to help out with babysitting so you can get a job that would pay for a bigger place with separate bedrooms for them. They need to know. They also need to know that while the whole situation sucks, they have a way to make a better life for all of you possible. It's 2 of them, they could share the responsibility while you go and earn the extra money you all need. Am I the asshole for buying myself expensive clothes when my family struggles to make ends meet? I, 18 female, have recently started my first full-time job. I still live at home and pay $300 fortnightly for rent. I pay for all my other necessities myself, e.g. phone bill and hygiene products. My family has been very poor my whole life. As my mum, 44 female, is a single mum who is studying full-time, and looking after 5 children. I have a slight shopping addiction, as lots of girls my age do, and at least once a week some sort package, food order is showing up at our doorstep. Today a new pair of jeans, around $150, arrived, as I was in desperate need for a new pair, as I've outgrown my old ones, and my mum blew up at me. She called me selfish, insensitive and that she's ashamed I am her daughter, telling me that I should think about how it makes her feel when I buy an excessive amount of clothes, when she can barely afford to heat the house in the wintertime. So am I the asshole for not offering to pay more rent and help more with my family of 6's bills, Or is she insane for asking me to stop spending my hard-earned money on things I want? Edit. Just a bit more context for everyone. The jeans wear a nice pair of blue Levi's jeans, that should last me forever as they are such good quality, which is why they were so expensive. This is in Australian dollars as well. People who say I'm flaunting my money, I'd like to specify that I'm at work when the packages come so mum will take them in. I have not asked her to do this, and she or my sisters will always ask what it is, to try it on and how much it was. Addressing the shopping addiction as well. I have a long list of mental health issues which I think contribute greatly to the addiction, but I'm trying to get it under control. No assholes here, your money could be spent more wisely, but your urge to splurge is understandable since you grew up poor. My best advice to anyone who did not grow up with good financial role models is to educate yourself on financial literacy. Don't fall into the same trap as your mother, and don't swing too hard the other way. Making lots of money doesn't mean you know how to hold on to it. You're not an asshole, but you're acting stupid. I did the same in my early 20s when I lived at home, and it's thousands I'll never see again on stuff I don't use anymore. It could have been invested in a car, saving up for living alone, or travel. You need to learn how to budget things because eventually your mother will kick you out. Or you'll want to leave, which was my case, and then you won't be able to pay for bills and luxuries. I'm not gonna issue a judgment, but I do think you need to spend money wisely. You have a job now, but then what? Are you going to work this job your whole life while staying at home? Or are you going to advance your career in other ways, like college or trade school? $150 for a pair of jeans is very expensive and, to be honest, not a wise way of spending money. I suggest you think about the future and use the advantage of low rent to save up for the future you want. Then when you're comfortable financially, you can help out your family if you want. Edit. Stop arguing with me about clothing price. If you want to buy expensive clothing, you'll find reasons to justify it. If you don't, you'll find other sources of affordable yet still durable clothing. Expensive doesn't mean better. I don't think you're the you pay rent that is fair. But, maybe it's her way of worrying? Yes, it's your hard-earned money, but maybe, I say this as a person who learned the hard way, she just wants you to be more mindful of it? So you can save and not get onto a position where you would have to scrape like her? She just maybe wants more for you. IDK, that would be my take. Side note. People who say stuff like, don't get kids if you can't take care of them, without context to the why of it, should not procreate. Ever. Nah. She didn't ask you to pay more. She just thinks you are being wasteful with money when it is so hard to come by in life. Am I the asshole for making a set list of rules for a Disney trip? Hello. Throwaway account. Since my sisters use Reddit. Every single year, me and my sisters take a girls' trip to a random location. This year was finally my turn to plan a trip, so I decided to book a trip to Disney World for 10 days. My sisters were very excited about this trip, and so was I. But the booking process took a while. Plus it was pretty costly. Well, we are leaving in a week and I have created a set of rules for the trip. For example, no sleeping in past 8 a.m., rope dropping, wear sneakers only due to a lot of walking, etc. I sent my sisters this list today so they could know what to expect. They didn't take it too well and said that I was being very overdramatic and that this wasn't needed. I told them that this definitely was needed to get the best experience out of Disney World. We got into an argument over it and now they are saying they no longer want to go on the trip. I thought that making this list of rules would make things easier for everyone and make it a more enjoyable time. But maybe I was being a bit dramatic. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole for saying that people can't sleep in on their vacation. A 2-week vacation. I told them that this definitely was needed to get the best experience out of Disney World. Best experience is subjective. For you, the best experience sounds like trying to do as many attractions as possible. The others may not have the same goal. You are the asshole. No sleeping in past 8 a.m. and #X200B. You are the asshole. I have read majority of the comments. I apologized to my sisters and we all had a group FaceTime about what we wanted to do on this trip and I gave them suggestions instead of rules now. I told them that I could rope drop and they could meet me whenever they got up and they agreed. So now everybody is on good terms again. Thanks for the tips, guys. I hope this trip will be worth it. You are the asshole. I feel you 100% with wanting a plan, but 10 days is a ton of time at DW. You will not need to rope drop every day. You'll also want to enjoy evenings at each park. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have tons of time. Also, for perspective to rope drop, you probably need to be at security by 7:30, which means leave your hotel by 7, which means 6 a.m. alarm. That is not doable daily. Am I the asshole for not mentioning that my wife and I are expecting at my brother's wedding?
My older brother got married last weekend. It was a huge wedding and they had guests from all over the world. Not like every guest was from out of town, but our family is far-flung and there were guests from Denmark, Uruguay, and Australia. There were a bunch of our out-of-town family from all over North America as well. My wife and I have been trying for a couple of years now to have a kid. Unsuccessfully, unfortunately. Until now. We are on week 12 and all is good so far. I was my brother's best man and my wife did the video they played at the reception. She does that sort of thing as a hobby because she is an AV from back in the day. My brother and his wife had lunch with our parents and my wife and I yesterday. We told them that we were expecting and it didn't go as we expected. My dad, brother, and sister-in-law were happy for us and my mom was upset. Not because we are expecting. Because we did not tell all the out-of-town family. We won't see most of them again for years. The only reason some were able to attend the wedding was because my dad has 1 billion air miles.
So my mom said that we should have let everyone know. So they could be part of our good news. My brother thanked me for not overshadowing his wedding. My sister-in-law called me last night to thank me because she does not want to start shit with my mom. I didn't think it was the right thing to do, but my mom makes a good point. Some of the guests won't be back in Texas for years. Ya know what? The out-of-town guests have email. I bet they have a phone, too, and they probably receive cards and letters, and may even be on social media. Out-of-towners can be updated on your happy news after the wedding. Good for you for not stealing the spotlight. Your mom is the problem here. Your brother and his wife, the people that got married, are glad you kept your news to yourselves. And good for you for not telling your mom in the down low because it sounds like she can be difficult. Take this as a lesson that you can never please everybody. But you can try to do the right thing. Not the asshole. My brother thanked me for not overshadowing his wedding. My sister-in-law called me last night to thank me because she does not want to start shit with my mom. That's all that matters. It was your brother and now sister-in-law's day and they appreciated your choice. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your mom is wrong. You absolutely made the right choice. You would have taken attention away from the couple on their wedding day. It made me happy to read that you guys are expecting after some heartbreak. Good luck. The bride and groom thanked you for allowing them to have their day, which is what matters. As for your family, thanks to modern technology, they can text, call or video chat to say congrats. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. It would have been rude and tacky to announce the pregnancy at someone else's wedding.